today. It's Bob time today. It's Bob. It's Bob Marley time. It's Bob Marley time. Yes, yes, yes. Here, the fresh and the funky. We 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 definitely support smoking of the Mary Jane. But as long as you are old enough and responsible enough to indulge in this and not to let's just say don't overindulge in it, you know. Don't be some bumbling motherfucker that just smokes weed all day and doesn't have anything else and doesn't have any in their life. I mean, it's your choice in life what to do, but don't expect there to be success to that. Just saying. I smoke, like talk sports, like to do a lot of things, but I don't try to overdo it, nor should anybody else, nor do I advocate that. And a lot of people, you know, do or do not come in and watch my channel or this or that, but I do what I do here, okay? When other people want to be on their shit, you do your shit. I don't tell you how to do your shit. I don't tell you how to, run your house. I don't tell you how to run your shit. I don't tell you how to do your job. I don't tell you how to be a pastor. I don't tell you how to be a coach. I don't tell you how to be anything. So I expect on the same token that not to be slammed upon me. Or if I want to express how I am, I don't like it slammed in my face. And we have a lot of people that want to, want to ride that moral high card. Well, I'm sorry. That doesn't work or bode very well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday we had a close parlay win last night. Um, it was a baseball. We had baseball, and we also put in hockey. So let me just punch up my little parlay up here from yesterday here. All right. We took the Yankees money line. That was minus 133 at the time, pregame. We took the over 6.5 runs in the Phillies and the Cubs. That was minus 112. We took the over 6 runs in the Diamondbacks and Astros, minus 114. We took the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, money line, minus 158. And we took 3 hockey games with our baseball yesterday. We took the Chicago Blackhawks money line plus 160 plus 161. We took the Avalanche money line minus 101. And we took San Jose Sharky Shark on the money line plus 124. Well, the Avalanche did not cover. They got avalanched. That was for sure. In Las Vegas. I mean, they must have went gambling and party because they got beaten pretty bad in hockey. 7-1 was the final score, to be exact. The Sharks won. They played very well. The Blackhawks the same way. The San Francisco Giants, they covered and beat the Rockies. The Diamondbacks and the Astros needed extra innings, and the Diamondbacks walk it off. Got a three. They got a 3-run shot in the. I think the bottom was at 10th or 11th. Yeah, so they ended up 5-2 was the score. So we cashed there. The Phillies and the Cubs was 2-4 in like the 8th and 9th inning here, and we did not get one more run, so we lost there as well. And the Yankees money line, Yankees won, and also Aaron Judge has tied Maris. Roger Maris's 61 in a season with non-steroids. That is, we have to. It's sad that we have to actually say that. And I had a chat with some friends of mine, and we asked, does it really matter? In the Hall of Fame, you got some people that weren't the greatest of characters. That's just it doesn't matter which Hall of Fame, whether it's the NFL Hall of Fame, the NBA Hall of Fame, the fucking whatever. You got people that just don't have good morale or characters. But it wasn't it necessarily didn't affect them as far as sports, but because this and this affected these guys. So, but we went 5-2 yesterday on our parlay, so that was we almost had it. We almost had it. We were close. I felt like I wanted to bet the Cubs yesterday, and they ended up winning 4-2 over the Phillies. And then today is the same fact. I didn't jump on any of that today, but we have a. Let's give you some scoring updates here. We at the top of the eighth here, and the Phillies are losing once again, 2-2. 2-2. You know, 2-0, and that is you just kind of boggle your mind. Like the Phillies are just kind of slumping down the stretch when they shouldn't be slumping here. So, all right, we had early baseball today as well. The Detroit Tigers put it to the Royals today at home, 10-3 here. So 13 total runs. Tigers win. Javier Baez with the big bat with a big bang, big home run. And then we also had the Chicago White Sox beating the Minnesota Twins 4-3, total of 7. Obviously, Ronaldo Lopez getting the win. Liam Hendricks getting his 34th save on the season here. We had Boston beating the Orioles here 5-3 here. Zach Kelly getting the win, and Caleb Ort getting his first save here. So Kyle Stowers got a solo home run. So that's basically the baseball right now until we got the Rays and Guardians here at 3:10 Pacific time, obviously 6:10 Eastern. We have the Miami Marlins and the Milwaukee Brewers at 4:40, obviously 6:40 or 7:40, 6:40 Central. We have the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels, or I like to call them the Los Angels, the Anaheim Angels here. We have the Texas Rangers and Seattle Mariners. We have the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres, and we have the Colorado Rockies and the San Francisco Giants. Well, today we kind of stayed away from baseball, so but if I was making any type of plays here tonight here, I would say I'd say maybe the Rays get a win. Maybe the Rays. Let's look at we'll look at the odds here. And we'll tell you. I'll let you know what my play would have been. What my play would have been. We got the over under 6.5. Yeah, I'd probably take Rays money line tonight. I'd take Rays money line. That would be my play here in that game. Like obviously I didn't bet it in any parlays here. We'll go over to the parlays here in just a few moments once we get done dissecting baseball here, and then we'll get into the big game of the night here. Obviously, is Thursday night football. We have the Marlins and the Brewers here. Braxton Garrett is a lefty, and so is Eric LaRue. So 7.5. I kind of like the under 7.5 in this game here between the Brewers and the Marlins. I don't know. That's just my play here. My would have been my lean here if I was putting in any type of. And then the A's and the Angels here. I mean, I would take the Angels on the run line here. Shohei Ohtani. Anytime Shohei Ohtani is pitching here, for me, I don't mind taking them either if it's a plus money on the money line, or just taking them straight up on the run line here, because I think when he's playing, he pitches really well and be able to get the hits. So he tries to help his own cause out here. The 7 runs. I mean, I don't hate the over or the under. Then we have the Rangers and the Mariners here. What can I say? I like the Mariners money line here tonight. Marco Gonzalez against Jonathan Gray. Yeah, the over under 7. Yeah, doesn't tickle my fancy. We have the Dodgers and we have the Padres. Um, kind of like the Padres tonight here, money line here. Not gonna lie, I'm usually a guy that backs the Dodgers. I think Dodgers ended up winning last night, 1-0 here. So I feel as though Padres tonight. I kind of leaning a Padres money line, and we have the Rockies and the Giants here. Um, we got Carlos Rendon here, a under 7 here. I don't mind that here. I don't mind that because I know the Giants are trying. The somehow the San Francisco Giants have a slim margin of, and we took them last night. We took them last night in the money line, and I like them again here tonight as well here. And I would take them probably again on the money line here tonight here. That would be my. All right. Let's go down the preseason hockey right now here. We have the Winnipeg Jets against the Montreal Canadiens, the Battle of Canarnia. I mean, I would definitely stay away from Winnipeg here. Um, I try to bet them earlier in this exhibition, and they got blanked. They got blanked, and I don't know. I'm not big on why or how or what or where. Uh, Over under 5.5 goals. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind the over 5.5 in this game here because maybe just maybe this game's closer than many would expect. Uh, Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. I mean, Hurricane in Florida and obviously Carolina. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make no puns or any intents of purposes here. I hope those people in Florida, be all right, be able to have time to be able to clean up a little bit here, and hopefully, assess the damage, and hopefully, not too many people got hurt. Hopefully, a lot of people, heeded the warnings, and hopefully, those that are, and this, it ain't he ain't this Hurricane Ian ain't over yet. It's supposed to strengthen a little bit more before it hits land. So hopefully it doesn't re-strengthen big enough to really do some damage to those. I have a friend named the Fitzner. He lives out there in South Carolina, and I used to know some friends of mine that used to live out there. I don't know if they still do or not. Hopefully, folks are batting down and taking care of their themselves. Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers here. The Panthers are usually a pretty solid team here. But I'm kind of crazy, the kind of guy that goes on the other side here. I'm looking at the Hurricane being a Hurricane, so it's like the Hurricane on the money line here. This I know this ain't Jeopardy, but the over 6.5 goals, maybe I don't know. I don't really like that. Like I said, kind of like I said, leaning more towards the Carolina money line there. And like I say, we'll get into our our parlay here as far as we put some games here in there, so let you know that. And then we had the New Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers here, so battle pretty much teams that know each other fairly well here. The Devils obviously are the underdogs on the road here tonight, so over 5.5 goals. So another game. The first, obviously the Jets, Winnipeg Jets, and the Canadians is 5.5. Carolina Hurricanes and Panthers 6.5. Now Devils and Rangers 5.5. So I play Devil's advocate here. I would take the Devils on the money line here. I mean, the Rangers are the better of the teams though, so I wouldn't put it past the Rangers putting it on them here, and really getting it to them on the ice tonight here. We have the Nashville Predators and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game has been moved to Nashville, I believe. So Nashville is the underdog in this one here, and Tampa here. Over under 6 here. Um, I don't know. I didn't. I'd say it's a peculiar game here, and maybe Lightning here. I mean, I kind of someone leans me Lightning on on their goal line or spread line, whatever to win. I don't know. Uh, The 6 again. We have 6.5, 6. Just don't know. I'm not a very good under guy as far as taking the over unders in hockey. So we got the Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars here. Over under is 5.5. The Stars are favorite here tonight. Minnesota Wild they made the playoffs last year, so but they are underdogs. So we'll see. We'll see how. And the Stars are trying to build upon their momentum from last season. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets and the St. Louis Blues here. This is a very intriguing matchup here. Both teams are undefeated so far here in the preseason hockey. Obviously, regular season hockey starts October 7th here. So we're just around the corner here, away from actual, the puck being dropped for real on the NHL season. Um, I see another game with 6 here. I mean, we got a lot of 6s and 5s here. I mean, if I could tell you anything here, you got to look at the numbers here, 6s and 5s here. Don't necessarily look at the goal line, because the goal line really never changes as far as I mean the betting odds, either when you take the minus or the plus, does change, but that never really changes sometimes, unless there's just like a really big swing. Usually it happens in baseball with like a +2, or like you get college football with big things, and we'll get into that numbers as we get into the college football here. Yeah, I would call me a little bit on the you know hey, Ken, take a stroll on the wild side here. I take the Columbus Blue Jackets here, money line. I don't know. I mean, Blues are a really good team. I bet them. They've cashed for me the other day, and solid team. They went to the playoffs here. They had a decent run. They got beat by the Avalanche here, and the Avalanche got so I don't know. And last but not least, we have the Seattle Kraken and the Vancouver Canucks. Obviously, another 5.5 here. Um, Again, I'm gonna be a ship that's stuck out there, and I'm just like out there in the Sea of Thieves, and I gotta go kill the Kraken. Yeah, ride with the Kraken here tonight. Here, money line here. No fear, no fear. I don't know if I like the 5.5 goals, but over under, but definitely I like the Kraken here. All right. Obviously, we have college football here today to talk about here. We have the Battle of South Carolina. This game is moved up from Saturday to today due to the fact that there is Hurricane Ian bearing down on South Carolinians. So, as we wish our prayers and our thoughts for the Floridians here. We also have our thoughts and prayers for our brothers and our sisters and our, the people of South Carolina, the South Carolinians. Hopefully they'll be all right. They're bear down. Hopefully they'll work together here, and as we always do as a community of people. So, but tonight here we get to see South Carolina at home taking on South Carolina State, the Bulldogs here. Bulldogs are plus 39.5 here. I mean, obviously South Carolina expected, they're obviously expecting South Carolina to win by 40 here. Uh, can't bet the money line is locked here. On the site I am on here, we have an over under of 57.5 points here. Now, I'm somebody that's not giving out my what I picked on my parlays here and there. Teams that are plus like 39, and they're either that bad, or you know the other team that they're playing, ain't gonna cover that number here. So I'm on the Oaks of, hey man, maybe this is an in-state rivalry. The South Carolina State guys, maybe their record isn't as good this season here, but maybe they get jacked up for this game. In-game rivalries. It things get a little weird when certain teams, even if they're not from power conferences, play smaller conferences, and it's a weird things happen, especially in the college football landscape. Over under 57 here. I mean, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there are gonna be points here, points in this game here, and so I don't know if I don't hate the over 57, but a little dicey, especially in this one here. And then the next game we have a battle again, another in-state battle, the Battle of Utah here. We got BYU against Utah State here. Utah State is plus 24 underdog here on the road here. Obviously, BYU is the favorite to win by 24 at home here. Obviously, Utah State Aggies big time money line. And then the over under is 60.5 points right now. We all know BYU did not play their best game against Oregon here, and so now they gotta come back here, and they have to prove, and they have to play somebody in their state that might get a little jacked up here. I mean, I don't know. I feel like BYU can cover the spread here. I feel like it's not too like where it's like okay, BYU's favored to win by 40 points here. I feel as though 24 is a reasonable number here. I mean, but could this game be a little bit closer than meets the eyes? Yes. I mean, obviously, yes, because in college, anything can happen, really. I mean, some teams can come out bad. One team can, what if BYU comes out slow, or BYU comes up and then Utah State kind of, comes back and surprises them a little bit here, this or what, and becomes more of a, back and forth game instead of a one-sided affair. So, and obviously we got the main event out here. We had the main event here. We had the main event, which is the Miami Dolphins and the Bengals here. All right. All right. I'm going to sit down here for a second here. There we go. All right. All right. Sorry. I just like to stretch my back out sometimes because I just kind of hunch. So I have to try to make sure I don't hunch over here and just make sure I'm sitting up prim and proper here. But the Dolphins and the Bengals here. Two teams I really do like here. I really do like. I mean, the Bengals finally got off the snide here as far as wins. They got their first wins. Sorry, excuse me. I'm a little bit high. All right, I'm a little bit high. But Dolphins last week they played a hell of a game against the Bills, and is this a letdown game here for the Dolphins? Tua's coming in a little bit banged up. I mean, obviously he's playing, and obviously same thing with Jalen Waddle, has a groin injury, but he's suiting up to play tonight here. So obviously Tyron Armstead here is questionable as well, but he's probably going to suit up as well. So you got a lot of guys, kind of banged up here and there, but then you get for the Cincinnati side, you have DJ Reader. They just placed him on the IR. So there's one of their, nose tackles, defensive players in the battle of the trenches here to help them. And we all know that the Bengals line, has given up holes, but last week they did protect Burrow a lot better. So expect that to be, a sign maybe going forward here. Mixon was a little bit banged up, but he's a full go. So is T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I mean, Prethra, yeah, Tyler Boyd as well. That was got involved here. Maybe we see a Hayden Hurst sighting tonight here, as far as maybe getting some receptions and then maybe possibly a touchdown. Maybe question mark. But yeah, I think this is definitely going to be a solid game. It's been at 4 minus, now it's -3 now. So yeah, that's telling us something. Half a point. Like what's really swaying this game at more half a point. Yeah, that Tua and Waddle are in. Does that really make a difference here? But yeah, and then the over under is 48.5, and I'm kind of, just my personal opinion. I'm kind of torn here. I mean, I love to say, yeah, man, I want to go over 48 and watch this be a shootout, but it's a short week, and I don't know. I kind of figure this is gonna be, it'll be under 48 here. I mean, and like I said, unless it's a shootout in both defenses, which both defenses, play the defense, play the run a lot more better than they play the pass. So that's going to be interesting because I mean, basically, if both teams stop each other's run, we're just going to be seeing, either Tua and them throwing. And I don't think that's, especially with Tua being injured, I don't think that's a good game plan to have Tua, be going into this game banged up, but have him just, throwing the ball like 40, 50 times. I probably gonna be a recipe for disaster. Probably a recipe for Tua to get hurt. So so that's just me breaking the game down like this here, as far as that aspect here. Now, X factors here. Let's look at some X factors who I think maybe can possibly, if they have, if they have the shots to take over this game here. And I'm gonna start with, for the Dolphins here. I'm gonna say their running game between Chase Edmonds and Raheem Mostert. If those two can kind of get somewhat of a tandem and kind of be a good, figure it out and kind of, find their ways, like maybe Mostert, we know Mostert's fast and this and that, but we know like Edmund also is kind of a pound guy, but he also likes to, he's kind of an elusive guy. He catches the ball in the backfield at Fordham University. Um, I'm looking for that here. So knowing that Tua is kind of banged up here, if the Dolphins can have success running the ball and really, then I think it helps them a lot and kind of, saves Tua from having to, pass the ball as much, and putting him in situations where he can get hurt really bad and, affect their, going down the line, and games going down for the rest of the season. Um, let's see. For the Bengals, I'm gonna say the X factor for me for the Bengals is gonna be the defense. If the Bengals defense can kind of start being nasty like they were, can get Mr. Sam Hubbard off the end cupboard, and get some pressure, and I like how Logan Wilson can cover, and he's a good tackler as well here, and he can snap on the run game here. Obviously got Jesse Bates. He's still there, along with Daxton Hill. So I mean, obviously Eli Apple and some of these guys. They're gonna have to deal with, Tyreek Hill and Waddle, and that's why I said, that's, the Bengals X factor. If they could be able to hold down the big, minimize the big plays by Tyreek and Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa. I think the Bengals have a really good shot at keeping this game under and close and actually being having a chance to really dominate the game here. And they haven't been dominant so far to start the season. So I would say basically tonight would be for them a good shot to start to prove that, hey, you know we got to get it going here. We're not out of our division. We're not shot out of anything here yet, but we have to start putting it together here. We're Super Bowl runners up. We don't want to have that curse, because usually the curse is the team that lost the Super Bowl the next year, they don't really have a great season, and things just don't go their way. And kind of so far, it's kind of been that way for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, to be honest with you, to say the least. That it's not like they haven't tried to get it going. And you know last week against the Jets on the road, they looked pretty good. They looked like they started to looked like somewhat like last year's team a little bit here. So we'll see tonight here. And the Dolphins here, obviously, game planning with Tua, and their defense. If their defense could do the same thing as to Joe Burrow here, I think and their defense is very good here. I mean, I like the Dolphins defense, very very underachieved, but a lot of solid players like uh Jaleen Phillips here. He's a middle linebacker, young middle linebacker. Christian Wilkerson here. He's a solid defensive tackle. You obviously got Xavier Howard back there. You got Brian Jones. There's you got Javon Holland here. He's a solid young safety here. He's gonna be to for years to come. As long obviously as long as he stays healthy. But if he stays, and so this defense has got some boom and pop on it here. It's got some you know they can really make a statement here tonight here if they can really put the clamps down on Burrow like that's been happening here. Try to give him fits here, find ways to disturb Burrow and try to get to him, and maybe win the turnover battle. All right, so that's we're gonna look at the scoreboard right now here. The MLB here. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the eighth now here, where the Cubs still lead 2-0 here over the Philadelphia Phillies here. So oh no, the game's over. Actually the game is over here. 2-0 here is the final score here. So basically here we're down to the last couple games here before playoffs here, and obviously the Phillies here. The Phillies haven't been the Phillies as of late here, and we'll take a look at the standings here. All right, so we got the Yankees, followed by the obviously we have the Yankees, but obviously more than that we have the Astros here have the better record here. So we have the Astros, Yankees, and the Guardians here, along with the Toronto Blue Jays here that are 87 and 69. But you have the Tampa Bay Rays here, 85 and 70. But you also have the Seattle Mariners, 84 and 70 here. And then you have the Baltimore Orioles, 80 and 76 here. with an outside, not really an outside chance anymore here. So it's kind of been like, okay. So, I mean, if you look at these teams here, Yankees, Guardians, Astros, Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays, the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Seattle Mariners, these teams have been phenomenal this year here. I mean, look, if you look at their records here, Seattle is 40 and 33 at home. They're 44 and 37 on the road. Tampa Bay is 51 and 30 at home. They're 34 and 40 on the road. So it's telling that the Rays are not a very good road team here. Then you have the Blue Jays. They're 44 and 34 and 43 and 35. So the Blue Jays, it doesn't matter where the Blue Jays play. So that's something to watch going forward here. Is, the Blue Jays are a well-traveled team. They don't have to necessarily be at home. Then you have the Astros that are 51 and 24 and 51 and 30. So again, the Astros don't have to be at home as well. Then we have the Cleveland. They're 41 and 33, and they're 46 and 35. So they're another team that's. And then the Yankees here are 56 and 22 at home and 40 and 37 on the road. So the Yankees kind of away from home. They're not the same team. So we'll see about that here. All right. All right. So let's move over to the National League here. We have the Los Angeles Dodgers, obviously, with 107 wins and 48 losses here. Then we have the New York Mets here, 98 and 58 here. Then we have the St. Louis Cardinals, 90 and 66 here. But you have the Atlanta Braves, 97 and 59. So the Braves and the Mets are still battling it out against each other. Then you have the San Diego Padres, 86 and 69 here. And then you have the Philadelphia Phillies here, who lost the game today here. So they're 83 and 71. So, or maybe 72, I guess now. So if Milwaukee can win tonight here, Milwaukee has played itself back into the playoff here, wild card here. So it will be interesting here to see if Milwaukee can beat St. Louis here tonight here. So looking at all these teams here, that are there in the National League here, the Mets obviously have had great success in the season. I mean, obviously the Cardinals have always been, and Dodgers, they've been always been a successful playoff team. The Braves as well. Padres, they finally, getting into the playoffs here. And the Phillies trying to hang on here. And the Milwaukee's trying to, they've been another team that's been in the playoffs for a while too. So they're trying to keep that streak alive here. And the Phillies are just trying to get back into the playoffs after disappointment last season. All right. So now that there's nothing really to talk about here, we're going to go into our We'll go into our plays first here. We'll go into our. All right. So today I took, for this parlay, we made a couple parlays here. I made this one by myself. I took South Carolina State to cover the 39.5 on the point spread. I took BYU to win by 24 points. I took the under 60 points, under 60.5 in the Utah State and BYU. I actually did take the over 57 in the South Carolina State and South Carolina game. And then I paired that with the New Jersey Devils money line plus 142 and the Seattle Kraken money line plus 177 here. So we bet $1 on that dollar here. If those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those 6, if those 6 legs of the parlay cash here, we'll turn that dollar into $88.04. I think it was 4 cents. Yeah. All right. Then me and my sister, we did one together. We took there's a preseason game. It's going to be on at, I would say, 3 a.m. my time here, 6 a.m. East Coast time. It's the Golden State Warriors and the Washington Wizards. I'm taking the Warriors -6 to win by 6 is -107. And we're taking the under 230 points in the Warriors and the Wizards. That was -112. We're taking the Bengals to cover the 3.5 tonight here. We're taking the under 48.5 points in the Dolphins and Bengals. We're taking the Carolina Hurricanes money line plus 197, and we're taking the Columbus Blue Jackets money line plus 180 plus 185 here. So if that parlay cashes at $1 here, it will cash out at $111.96. And we also went with a player prop parlay here. This is our Thursday night football player prop bet. We took Chase Edmonds to have over 13.5 receiving yards. That's -115. We had Jalen Waddle. We have Jalen Waddle to score a touchdown tonight, to have just one touchdown tonight, anytime touchdown, plus 150. We have Jamar Chase to have a touchdown tonight. That's plus 100, which is even money. We have Mike Gesicki to score a touchdown tonight here, plus 350. And we have Joe Burrow to get a rushing or receiving touchdown tonight, plus 550 here. So we bet $1, and if those five legs, our dollar will turn into $118 even. So we got some good parlays here today. We got some good games today, to say the least. Here, a lot of great X factors here tonight. Here, we're definitely gonna, let's do some NFL news and notes a little bit here. Obviously Tua here. Obviously Tua and them here. Obviously, we're gonna see tonight how well Tua and them are gonna play here. They're obviously undefeated. They're the new head coach, Mike McDaniel's here. So that's what we got going on here. So I mean, and then we got a report on Sunday Night Football. Will be played as scheduled in Tampa Bay here between the Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So hopefully everybody will get there all right. Hopefully things will be okay on that front there. Myles Garrett, I guess, was found by the highway patrol to be driving in, not so he wasn't driving normal speed. He was driving, I guess, a little bit over the speed limit. So I don't know. Does he get in trouble for that? I don't know. It remains to see if he is going to be able to play this weekend, and the Browns go play the Falcons. So, and then Brett Favre, I guess, his charity gave more than $130K to Southern Miss athletes here, and he misused the fair money there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's something. He fucked up if he did. He's pretty bad about pretty bad if that's the case here. But yeah, I just think tonight here is gonna be a good game between the Dolphins and the Bengals. Obviously, Tua and them. You know, is this a trap game for the Dolphins? All right. You know, got Busy Biz in the building. Got the Busy Biz in the building. Got the Busy Biz in the building over here. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This twin game went to 7. Does that mean I still win?
What? No, it ended at 7.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
This
because
one ended at 8 too.
yeah,
So I won these.
yes, yeah, because if it didn't go over that, if it didn't go over 7 or 8,
It says 7. 4 and 3 is 7, right?
yep.
And then the Orioles game
Yeah, yeah, you cashed.
Both of them.
Yeah, because they didn't go over 7. You had the under 7.5. You had the under 8.5.
One, two. So, all right.
And the Cubs won
I
yet.
gotta win four more. I gotta get the Guardians.
The Guardians, Marlins, and A's over under 7, and you got the Giants over 7. Yep. So my sister so far has won 3. She had the Twins under the 7.5. She had the Orioles under 8.5. Those cashed, and she had the Cubs beating the Phillies, and they won plus 158.
Fucking lost every game yesterday. So.
Yeah, my sister lost every game, but it happens. Sometimes you get shell shocked and you get your shit pushed in. And hey, I've had many days.
A lot of these teams, like the Astros, definitely should have won. Braves should have won.
Yeah, it was close yesterday. That Astro game was really close. It wasn't until the extra innings where they ended up hitting a 3-run. You know.
You told them our prop bet.
Yep, it's on the prop bet here. So hopefully we pick some good prop bets there. I mean, some of them, obviously Burrow and Mike Gesicki are the ones that are going to really be the ones to sweat. Obviously, Waddle and Jamar Chase are obviously obvious ones that probably should get a touchdown tonight, but it's not a guarantee. And Chase Edmonds, we took a chance with him as far as getting over 13.5 receiving yards. I think that's pretty much being able to be doable, right? I mean, I don't think it's too hard to ask to get 13 yards. I mean, as long as he doesn't lose yards, Right. With him and Raheem Mostert kind of share kind of things, and then they kind of run a different, because he's part of the Shanahan offense, guys. So he makes his own type thing. So he gets that Shanahan type run type shit. So he has to have his. So. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, we definitely looking forward to doing that. My sister joined in here a little bit, wanted to give you guys a little update on her things and checking out her bets here. She bet a little bit earlier on baseball. I just kind of stayed away from it today. I tried to just stay a little bit with football and hockey a little bit, and then we also bet the NBA. NBA is going to start the exhibition season start. Here pretty soon. So I'm excited for that. I love NBA basketball. That means college will be coming here soon as well. So you gotta love that here. You gotta love the. This is my favorite time of year because I get to watch NFL football. I get to watch college football. I get to watch NBA basketball. I get to watch college basketball. I mean, and those are probably my 4 tightest sports that I really love. I love those a lot. I spend the most time, betting it, dissecting it, just loving it that way. So yeah, that was basically our bets for the day here. I mean, we'll go through them over. We're gonna go run through them one more time here. We're gonna run through our parlay bets one more time here. We're gonna run through all the parlay bets that we have here. Obviously, my bets and my sister's bets here. And, all right, we'll start with this one here. We'll start with the prop bet here. We took Chase Edmonds to have over 13.5 receiving yards is minus 115. Jalen Waddle to score touchdowns plus 150. Jamar Chase to have a touchdown plus 100. Mike Gesicki to have a touchdown plus 350. Joe Burrow to have a rushing or receiving touchdown plus 550. So that one will net us if those five player props parlays cover in cash, our dollar will turn into $118 even. All right. Then me and my sister we bet the Warriors to win by 6 tonight or later on early Friday. The Warriors minus 6 to win, minus 107. We have the under 230 points in the Warriors and Wizards. I just think, I don't know. I don't know too much if it's going to be high scoring, if it's going to go over or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But we'll see. That's the side of the bet that we took. Bengals to win by 3.5 points on the spread. The under 48.5 points. Dolphins and Bengals here. I don't know. We kind of just bet that. I just kind of think that maybe the Bengals do get the best of the Dolphins here. I don't know, short week, and hearts are mine are probably on they're people of Florida and this and that. So then we also took the Carolina Hurricanes money line, rock you like a hurricane, plus 197. The Columbus Blue Jackets, hopefully this Columbus Blue Jackets doesn't put me in a straight jacket on the money line, plus 185. So we took those six, right? Yeah, those six legs of a parlay. We bet $1 here. If it cashes out, if all six legs of the parlay cover, we'll cash out at $111.96. All right. Then we have my free play where I took South Carolina State plus 39 and plus the 39.5 to cover the spread. BYU to win by 24. That was minus, and both spreads minus 110. I have the under. I took the under 60.5 points in the Utah State BYU game, minus 110. I took the over 57 points in the South Carolina State and South Carolina game. And then I also paired that with the New Jersey Devils money line plus 142 to beat the New York Rangers tonight, and the Seattle Kraken to Kraken the Canuck. The Seattle Kraken money line plus 177 here. And so if those two, four, those six legs of the parlay here, if they cash, the dollar will turn into $88.04. So those are my bets. That is my take here. We'll be back tomorrow with some obviously jam-packed day here. Hopefully, maybe my dad will be on here or whatever. We'll maybe get my dad to talk some more sports here. Again, we'll talk more sports than he did last time. But this is Fresh and Funky here. It's always amazing to just be on here and talk sports and just ramble on and just whatever. Whether you stumble upon me, you're curious to hear some rambling guy's rants about his takes on sports, based on guts or bets or this or that here. I appreciate everything. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the hate. Appreciate everything. And despite we do everything all right, because we come through, because we got to make it tight. We down because we got to take that tight rubber band off them bookies' money here. Because we want everybody to win. We're for the people. We're for the people. That's why I don't sit here. I don't charge nobody no fucking fees for picks and this and that. No, I'm not somebody that knows this or that or got some in-depth insight. I'm just a guy that's curious, that wants to take some bets here and there and take this side of the bet, take that side of the bet, and hopefully maybe it cashes, maybe it doesn't. Try to ride the sides that maybe some people don't want to take and say maybe if it does cash or not. But I hate it or love it, baby. We're gonna be here, and we'll be talking more sports. So all right, so you got everybody have a wonderful Thursday, and hopefully we enjoy this Thursday night football game. Hopefully it'll be a great one. Hopefully it will not be like Sunday night football last week. But yeah, I'm sure we'll be in for an action-packed game between the Bengals and the Dolphins, and much more of, especially on the baseball and the college football, little two gamers out here, and obviously the basketball will be interesting as well. So everyone, I wish you guys the best of luck if you're out there betting, or best of luck doing your fantasy and for your fantasy week. But tomorrow we might talk some fantasy starts or must starts or this or that, and then get in some obviously college football and stuff of that nature, and break down the rest of the NFL slate that is here. So for Fresh and Funky, aka Kung Fu Kenny Can, I'm signing out of here, out of California here. So that's all be better and not bitter. And I'm out.